Alright, and we are back with another episode of If We Speak, We're in Trouble. And this is our long-awaited third episode. Hope you guys missed us, your three favorite football podcasters just yapping along. So I'm Shohib. We've got to my right here.
Abang Sip, you know who it is. Very good to be back, guys.
And to my left,
Skepto?
the who actually just released a new song.
You just exposed my name right there.
Oh my gosh.
That's
No, but
on
plug
you.
the song though, guys. Can't be there.
A banger of a song. But we gotta focus because today we've got a meaty episode.
We do.
So first up, we're going to be talking about a little bit about the most recent cup final, the Carabao Cup, Chelsea versus Liverpool. Some thoughts on Klopp, some not so good thoughts on Chelsea, I think.
It's not from me, bro.
I never have good thoughts on Chelsea.
And then we're gonna go into the meat of our podcast, which is gonna be a discussion on the Champions League. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this banger of a podcast. Okay, and we are back, and we are now here to discuss Chelsea versus Liverpool. So just in case y'all are not sure about the results, basically Chelsea lost, as you can see from my face. Absolutely depressing one. So guys, let me know. Any thoughts on the game?
Okay, I can go on this one. First and foremost, I am going to say that it's actually one of the most entertaining and eventful, I think is the word to use, 1-0 scoreline finals that I've ever watched. With potential red cards on
VAR
terrible
decisions, offside
challenges,
goals.
many VAR decisions and many disallowed goals that it's kind of divided football Twitter at least about what's the rule of the game and whether it's being upheld consistently. So I think that Chelsea really gave it like a really good go against very much a second string Liverpool side.
Not wrong. It was a second string Liverpool.
It's a third string, to be honest.
It was third string by the end. I think it was third string by the end, right? And I gotta say, I think Chelsea had many opportunities to win it well before full time, and it's a pity because Chelsea in 10th, right? If they manage to snag a trophy, I think that would be like a really good achievement at the end of this season. But
Yeah, exactly.
They
Actually,
would have overachieved, to be honest.
no, amazingly overachieved. To be fair,
I mean, I think it's safe to say that overachieved based on where we are now. But like, if you ask at the start of the season after we spent $1 billion and we're like lauding over Liverpool fans, like, we got Lavia, we got Caicedo. I mean, it will still be considered a failure in a sense, lah. But in the end, I mean, we lost, so we are still a failure either way. All right, but actually, I wanted to ask, right? So like, okay, Conor Gallagher during the game, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was the best player except for the fact that he
couldn't
missed
finish.
all the chances, right?
why do you think he was the best player out of all the Chelsea players on the pitch?
He was the one that actually
Wait,
you
do
kept
you
seeing
mean
him.
best player on the pitch?
No,
or
best player on the other than maybe the two keepers. I think it was. That's just
so
one
he's the
thing.
third best after the two keepers.
I think so.
Okay, continue with
Yeah,
it.
but then actually,
It speaks a lot, if the two best players on the pitch are the keepers.
Yeah, actually,
it was that kind of game.
It
though.
was that kind of game. It was there were a lot of chances on either end. It was a very even game, and you're right. Like, it was basically a third string Liverpool side. But I think Conor Gallagher probably gonna get a lot of flack for the game. But then actually, I came out of it with a better opinion of him, lah. Except for the fact that he can't finish. He should learn from Lampard a bit.
Is it because he was involved in most of the
He
good
was,
chances?
he was involved in most of the
was,
good chances.
Yeah, but I mean that's exactly it, right? About Conor Gallagher, he's a hardworking player.
Yeah.
He is a decent player, but like in the moments when you need somebody to be a match winner, right? Conor Gallagher is not good enough.
He shouldn't be Chelsea's best player. Right?
He shouldn't be Chelsea. Yeah, that's kind of I think that kind of
Why
summarizes
did
it.
Nkunku start, actually?
He's not fit. I think he
I don't
got
think he's
injured
very, very
quite
match
soon.
fit.
Yeah, he got injured quite soon after coming back.
Right.
When he came onto the pitch, not too bad. But yeah, the game really ebbed and flowed. Like at some point, Chelsea were very dominant, and then after that, Liverpool came into the ascendancy, and kind of thing. But not much to say. I mean, like when I watched that game and I saw the misses, I think Gallagher had two really good chances.
Absolutely
Two
clean
really good
chances.
chances.
He did. One on
You
one
know,
side.
and like it's one of those things like you look back and like how did Chelsea not already win it before by the time 90 minutes was out, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. I think a draw would have been the fair result based on the flow of the game. But I think one last thing about the game I want to ask you, like, what are your thoughts on the extra time and some of the criticism of Poch about the approach to extra time? Because he did say that in the end they were looking for the 0-0 draw. So do you think that was the game changer? I have some thoughts, but I would like to have your guys just to wrap this up just a little bit before we talk a bit about Klopp.
Afif, what do you think?
Do you think that he means that like he probably thinks that his team isn't good enough quality-wise to match up to Liverpool? That's why he was playing for the 0-0 draw to go to penalties.
I think maybe not so much that, but like if you think about it, right, you look at the Liverpool side, they've brought on like 3 academy graduates, right? I mean, you bank on them. You take your chances against them taking penalties. To be fair, no.
Yeah,
And
exactly, right?
yeah, like, and they're playing with like Kelleher, who is by no means like not a good goalkeeper, but it's not Alisson.
Exactly.
You'd fancy
Although
yourself in a
Kelleher
shootout.
was one of the better players. Like,
Yes, yes.
But yeah, I actually I agree a bit on both sides. Chelsea has a bit of the inferiority complex which they shouldn't have, especially against. You're right. They're playing against literally kids. I know Chelsea had a younger team in the end, but they are literally like bought for a lot of money, and they should have a bit more confidence to go for it in extra time because they did play well throughout the game. So I felt it was a bit of a waste. So I think that's why there's a lot of criticism. Even though overall I think it would be a positive for Chelsea. But enough about Chelsea. We got to talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
We got to talk about the man himself, Mr. Gegenpress, Mr. Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Thoughts on his legacy? He has won one of his so-called this quadruple that he might have in maybe his last season in professional football, who knows? But definitely his last season in Liverpool.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on Klopp's departure?
Honestly, I think that he's brought up Liverpool to even greater standards than before, and like
100%.
considering where they were at during the 2010 era to where they are now is a remarkable achievement considering like the budget that he has also.
It's absolutely crazy, right? Like,
Okay, I'm gonna kind of touch on that. Did you say budget that he has?
Okay, yeah, he's spent on
okay,
expensive
so
players, but
yeah.
I don't think he
He's-
has the same amount of backing as like teams like Manchester United
Or Man City.
or even
Madrid,
Chelsea, you know.
or even
Or even
Chelsea.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
like
I mean, Chelsea's
let's
up
be
there,
real.
lah.
Let's be
Yeah.
real. You're right, Jurgen Klopp. I mean, you Liverpool fans, they went from like a banter era essentially, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to know the players that Jurgen Klopp had in his first starting 11 at Liverpool?
Oh, he was
There were
horrendous.
people like Martin Skirtle, Moreno,
My goodness.
Sacco, and their keeper was Mignolet. So to go from there, so basically that, right, to what it is now.
Yeah.
So he's got Alisson, Van Dijk, Konate, and Robertson. Like those are the exact replacements, and that tells you a story, I think.
Yeah.
And
He's replaced the spine now, basically.
Yeah,
Correct. And not only, I think I was reading an article this morning about Jurgen Klopp's like mentality when he took over at Liverpool, right? Like he says that he felt a sense of responsibility to put in place systems to improve the club even after he's left. So
Yeah.
even when he first started, he was already thinking about his departure.
Yes,
So,
it's crazy, and you just need to see back to the Carabao Cup final, right? Like
Yeah.
the kids. I mean, Liverpool fans must be absolutely heartbroken to see Klopp go away. But then they look at the kids and be like, "Damn, he actually thought for the future."
They look at the kids.
I mean,
I don't know who's looking at kids.
I
though.
mean,
no, but I mean, not even just the oh goodness gracious.
Oh, damn.
But not even like the youngsters, right? Not the kids, the youngsters.
Yeah.
But even like the spine of the team has been like properly refreshed. I think like with the like bringing in Shabozlai and
even Endo.
Endo's a little bit
Endo's
old, but
30,
Darwin
yeah,
Nunez. So
Darwin
like
Nunez.
these are players kind of coming into their peak or kind of in their peak
Yeah.
already, right? So even after this season, I think Liverpool are in a good place to
Yeah.
kick on, lah, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Klopp did a fantastic job, doing a fantastic job for the future. Talking about the future. What are the odds? Who's going to replace Klopp?
Who's going to replace Klopp? I mean, right
Who
now
should replace Klopp?
the talk is all about Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
And what he's doing at Leverkusen is nothing short of amazing.
I'm backing
longest
them. I'm backing them. I
Bundesliga winning
need
run.
them to go
Oh
all
my
the way.
Are they better than Arsenal's Invincibles though?
Wait, this is way too soon, bro.
Whoa. Wow.
We'll
Nah,
leave it
you
for another
getting
day.
that? No
but
way, bro.
I gotta put
No
in some
way.
hot takes now.
I did not.
There is
Yeah,
no way.
that's a hot take. Okay, Afif, right on the spot right now. If Xabi Alonso goes all the way unbeaten, wins the Bundesliga, strips Bayern Munich of their dominance, are they better than Invincibles?
Wow, that's really hard to say. You can't really compare because it's two different leagues also.
Yeah.
It's a whole different set of teams, different structures to the leagues, and yeah, the teams just play differently there. So so it's hard to compare, but I don't know. There's a bit of nostalgia also, and like
There is.
nostalgia bias, basically.
Yeah, from the both of us,
Yeah.
we are
Especially-
very,
I think anyone growing up around our era
Yeah.
will look at that Invincibles team, Thierry Henry with his gloves.
Yeah.
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 That is the standard, almost like the
Yeah,
benchmark,
right,
right? Like
of football.
iconic
Yes.
Premier League teams, right? The Invincibles.
But it's definitely up there. Definitely up
100%.
there, yeah.
100%. I think I mean, we wish Xabi Alonso all the best, and he will get his flowers regardless of the outcome at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Football is all about fairy tales, man.
I just want Granit
Love it.
Xhaka to win the league, man.
I think
yeah, man.
okay. This is
Underrated player.
This is my take.
Actually underrated.
I think he deserved a Premier League title before he left Arsenal. But if he
100%.
doesn't get it at Arsenal, I think he deserves one at Bayer Leverkusen.
Yep,
That's for sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely crucial player for Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Alonso definitely the favourite. Any other alternatives before we wrap this up?
I have a few names that I kind of read online. So people like De Zerbi, I think is in the mix. There were names like Thomas Frank. Yeah, so I'm not sure what you guys think about this, whether they have the caliber to step in. Like, how
I
did
like
they
Thomas
compare?
Frank, though.
You like Thomas
You
Frank?
like Thomas Frank?
He's quite adaptable.
I like him as a person. Like, I like the way that he
You
carries.
know him, bro. he's a good lad.
Close personal friends.
Nah, this an acquaintance? Yeah.
You call him Tom, is it?
no.
Hey, Tame.
Frankie. But no, like I think that the way that I see him carry himself in like interviews, the way that he handles questions from pundits, questions from reporters and things like that.
Definitely likable.
Yeah, and I think comparing to what Jurgen managed to do, right, which is kind of connect with the club
And the city, right?
and the city
Yeah.
and the fans and transmit that kind of energy.
Yeah.
I think Thomas Frank could be a good manager, but it remains to be seen.
But they both have a totally different style.
Different
of play.
styles.
Different styles of play,
Thomas
right.
is more adaptable in his formations and his tactics, but then Klopp has a very clear-cut strategy.
He has an idea,
to his teams, right? And like
That's true.
it's carried on from Dortmund,
Yeah.
and that's what I like about him. So
Yeah, and I would say I think nowadays for big teams you need to have
Identity,
an identity. Like there's no more. Previously, like the likes of Mourinho, Ferguson,
Yeah.
they are like adaptable. They like, if I have to put Park Ji-sung to man mark someone, I will do it
Yep.
and screw whatever philosophy I
yeah,
have.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So what's Chelsea's identity?
Chelsea does not have young.
They just
young.
like kids,
We're just young. Literally, our identity is average age of the squad today is 22.6. Without Thiago Silva, it's 19 years old. Some nonsense. Like that. Okay, but there are some signs, but let's not talk about Chelsea. If not, I will go on a rant
Yeah.
for good. So, just to wrap it up, Alonso, a good idea for a replacement.
Not too sure because
We are a bit scared, right? Like
Liverpool play with like a lot of directness, but
But not Xabi Alonso.
not
not
Xabi.
Xabi Alonso.
And
Right?
I have this thing, right? It's called legacy hires, where they just hire like an ex-player of the
That's
club
true,
and
right?
expect some sort of transformational,
Yep.
magical fairy dust effect. Right? It happened with Lampard.
Ole Gunnar.
It happened with Solskjaer.
I mean, yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't going to be Steven Gerrard coming back to manage Liverpool, the next candidate is going to be Xabi Alonso, right?
Yeah.
So I hope that Liverpool don't pull the trigger prematurely on a legacy hire because like, oh, he's a legend.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't fit the style and the players that he has at his disposal, it might end up worse.
Screwing
Yeah,
him,
it
right?
might.
I mean, Alonso
yeah.
is really having such a good career. It's a bit scary to take this job because of the
Yeah.
expectations and
That's true.
Alonso is going to be the next Mr. Liverpool in a
Correct.
sense.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
it becomes a lose-lose. You like Alonso's reputation as a young and upcoming manager gets tarnished, and then Liverpool takes steps backwards towards the trenches, the dark ages kind of thing.
Yeah, so actually, maybe a interim hire in the middle, like De Zerbi or Thomas Frank, could be a decent idea in a sense, right?
Just to
Perhaps.
like prep for Xabi's arrival.
Someone who's
someone
going to be the
who's gonna
long-term
be-
guy,
oh,
right?
okay.
Could be. Oh yeah. I mean, just some thoughts around here.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But respect Jurgen Klopp. Respect.
Yeah, I think definitely giving him his
100%.
flowers, yeah.
Disrespect Chelsea for the final.
You can stop
30
saluting though,
minutes.
to be fair, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bit
And,
of a horror salute. I have no
And yeah,
idea.
so
How do you make it to NS, bro?
alright, it is what it is. Bro. I'm a
He's been
policeman.
bullied, bro.
Protect life and property, bro.
The three best policemen known to mankind,
No
right
way.
here.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. And cheers to that. And we are back for the meat of the episode. Just to transition a little bit into what is the main thing we're going to be talking about, we're going to have our unpopular opinion
Let's
segment.
go.
The favorite one. All right, so I have the question for today. I was thinking about this in the shower, right? I'm always about the streets we'll never forget. So give me, I was thinking like, which team in the Champions League across the years was a streets will never forget Champions League team? So let's just begin with my main man, fifth year, with his obviously hipster jersey already. This
Rapping
Parma,
Parma.
Fabio
Actually, I'm just rapping
Cannavaro.
Cannavaro, lah, to be honest.
I mean, he already got the hipster football jersey. He gave me a banging unpopular opinion for the streets will never forget.
Okay, honestly, I'm biased, but I don't think this team is talked about as much because of how great they were previously. But I'm going to go for Milan 06-07. So this is 2 years after they lost the final to Liverpool.
Yes.
The
Istanbul.
comeback.
Miracle of Istanbul.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But they came back and they won a Champions League within the next 2 years. And the main man leading them was the Ballon d'Or winner at the time, Ricardo Kaká.
Kakao.
Oh my goodness, what a player! Elegance, grace. So I think that that Champions League run was kind of underrated because nobody really talks about it as much. He carried the whole team to the Champions League final, and even though they lost a lot of great players from their 05 team,
Yeah.
like
Andrei
Yapstam,
Shevchenko.
Crespo, Cafu, all these players were integral to the Milan 4-4-2 diamond system, right?
Yeah.
And Ancelotti's system lah.
Yeah.
And they replaced the players with like slightly lesser players in a way, like who weren't as good as the previous ones, but they still managed to get all the way there and beat Liverpool again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
they did.
yeah, they beat Liverpool again.
Wasn't that
And
the season where Kaká like absolutely just went on a tear for
broke-
the
yeah, that's why he won the Ballon d'Or. He was so
absolutely
good.
crazy. I remember he looked
Yeah.
so fast and he was like defenders were tackling each other trying to catch up.
Oh, the United one, right?
Yeah, the United one.
I remember
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah, that's-
Patrice Evra and Heinz. I think.
Did not cover themselves in glory there.
This is a banger.
That's what great players do.
Yeah, dude.
They make other good players look like kind of clowns
Yeah.
around them. So
But you know who's playing the same role as Kaká now? As in a 4-4-2 diamond system? Jude Bellingham.
oh,
It's similar
Actually, that's
system.
a shout.
Yeah.
I did not
Ancelotti
ever
system.
think of that.
So
It's similar thing.
Jude
lah.
Bellingham, correct me if I'm wrong, he took over Zinedine Zidane's number, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
But he might be a Kaká reincarnate actually, more so than a Zizou, right?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That's true. Man. He is playing further up front.
He was the CL top scorer, I think. Kaká in that season.
Yeah, right. I think I remember Kaká. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the final, wasn't it? Inzaghi literally just.
Oh, yeah, he
walking.
was in Inzaghi.
He literally was. He literally was a ghost during the game, and I was like, "Oops, I got 2 goals."
Bro, he's the king of offsides.
That's
but
that's
like,
exactly how
damn.
that's what good players do. They can
Yeah.
drift in and out of games, but they decide they are match winners.
So today we have learned good players make other good players look bang average, and they can drift in and out.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
We're just describing Messi actually, right?
I mean,
I mean, he is a good
That's true.
player.
did I stutter? There we go.
But I think I'm just biased to Italian teams. Lah.
That's 100% true, but I think that's a
Yes.
good shout for a Champions League winning team that is not talked about as much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a-
I mean, my runner-up was the Inter treble winner one now. So.
Yeah, right.
Schneider.
Yeah, that's relaxing.
I like
I know you love Inter.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. Hopefully this is a banger.
Well, I mean, Afif kind of mentioned my shout in the midst of his shout, so I'm gonna go for Liverpool 0405 Miracle of Istanbul.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my shout.
That's your shout.
That's my shout because I think how I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of nostalgia. I have to admit because I'm not a Liverpool fan, right?
Yeah.
But like in the given the circumstances, right? Because Liverpool that year were really bang average in the league.
They were 5th.
Yeah, right. They were
Yeah.
really very, very bang average in the league. But I think in that Champions League run, Rafa Benitez managed to demonstrate his tactical know-how
Yeah.
of how to manage and maneuver knockout rounds in the Champions League, and to be put under circumstances of being 3-0 down against a juggernaut, right? AC Milan were an absolute juggernaut back then.
Yeah.
And, they improved their team 2 years after that, but there were no pushovers back then.
Actually, I think that's the peak in terms of names, right? That 0405 team, like in terms of names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The names are crazy.
And the comeback culminating in Jersey Dudek saving
Yes.
2 penalties.
Oh my god, Jersey, what a name.
Jersey do that. Oh
Yeah, right. So I think, it's only fair that we've given Klopp his flowers, and I think we need to give this Liverpool team their flowers because, an entire generation of Liverpool fans grew up, believing in this team. So
But I thought we were gonna choose teams that were not talked about as much.
not talked about as much.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
that's
is pretty much like one of the best.
one of the best.
It's like one of the
Yeah,
best
one of
stories.
the best stories,
Okay.
Other than the fact that Chelsea did the 2012 final, that's another.
2012 final.
Drogba!
Yeah.
Is that gonna be your shout?
No, it's not.
Can I put another team in the head?
You can.
Sure.
That Ajax team. Yeah, that
That's a
Ajax.
banger.
Yeah, that's a
Okay,
banger.
That's like
a-
pure ballers playing.
That was a really beautiful
The
team.
Ligt, Frankie de Jong. Wow.
The Ligt, Frankie de Jong. They had who's the Dutch midfielder in the center?
The Dutch midfielder in center. Frankie de Jong.
No,
You're talking about Tadic, is it?
No, not
we're
not
talking
Tadic,
about
that was Tadic.
the guy who went to
United. Yes.
Uh,
Dude, how are we not remembering his name right now?
Oh,
Oh, the
Oh my
cam.
gosh.
He literally is on the bench all the damn time. Oh no.
Van de Beek.
Brazil gets it.
Yes,
Van de Beek.
Donny.
Got it.
Donny Van de Beek.
Guys, we're forgetting the players on the wings.
Chelsea legend.
Hakim Ziyech.
Hakim Ziyech.
Hakim Ziyech. Absolutely tearing it up.
For
Yeah.
that season.
Audio Nana.
Actually, Hakim Ziyech just curls during that Champions League
Yeah.
campaign. It's like never been matched ever
Excuse
again.
me, yeah, ever, right? And I think that was an absolute dream run because like
It was.
we've always regarded like we give Ajax the proper respect because of like their
History,
in
right,
history in football, but they're not giants. They're not giants by any stretch.
And in
of
this
the
current
imagination.
modern
In this
football.
current-
in modern
Yeah.
football, yeah. But for them to go on that run with such a beautiful crop of players, right?
Yeah.
Immediately after that season, they were picked off.
Yeah.
They were picked off. De Ligt went
All of
to
them.
Juve, and
Yeah.
then Frankie De Jong went to Barcelona. But that run was beautiful, and they were stopped by a ridiculous comeback led by Lucas Moura at Tottenham.
Yeah, what the hell? Of all
absolutely.
players.
Bro,
Come
and I
on.
remember watching that
Yeah,
game,
that
right?
one.
I didn't believe.
I
I
could not
didn't believe
I
the
was so
final minutes of that
heartbroken.
game. Yeah, you know what I mean? And Ajax players fell to the ground at final whistle when they crashed out.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
So
insane.
yeah.
Absolutely insane.
So yeah.
I'm so
that-
glad Liverpool stopped them.
in literally the worst Champions League final known to mankind.
the worst.
But let's not get into that.
Okay,
This
okay.
episode is all about we have a theme going on about celebrating Liverpool. But yeah, that Ajax team. I love that team so
Alright.
much.
So, okay. I think that's a great shout, the Ajax team. Actually, that was what I was thinking of. So I had 3 teams that I was thinking of when I thought about this. So number 1 was the Ajax team. Number 2 was that Monaco team that went to the semis
Oh,
as well.
right.
Mbappe's
Bernardo
breakout.
Mbappe
Bernardo
breakout, yeah.
Silva.
Very nice. Very
That was
nice.
a really good one that I was thinking about. But actually, right, when we're talking about, I'm also a nostalgia merchant.
So Arsenal 06-07, right?
Same season,
Damn.
semi-finalists, Villarreal, Juan Roman Riquelme.
Oh. Yeah,
okay, so
one-
yeah,
okay.
that kind of sparked the that sparked a little
So-
bit of a yeah.
I remember back then the only teams that I thought I liked Valencia from the La Liga back then, right? Because I really liked Pablo Aimar. I liked David Villa after that.
Yeah.
But then when I saw that Villarreal team, right, they were actually like just tearing teams apart based on like the whole team. And then Riquelme, I just remember Riquelme playing absolutely brilliantly during that whole season. And then it was like right after the 06 from the 06 World Cup as well, where like they were like, this guy is a legend, this guy's a legend. Then when I saw him play, like he looks like he's walking, he looks like he's in slow motion. But then it's like he was just so good during the Champions League season.
He
you know?
was.
And like that was when I thought, okay, damn, like I don't know anything about football because this guy is like literally like so classy in the way he played. So that was my shout for the streets will never forget kind of team lah.
Isn't it one of Messi's idols or something?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah,
Riquelme. I was a big Aimar fan, but Aimar is a bit more like messy in the sense like small, diminutive, and like runs around quite a
Yeah.
bit. But Riquelme, just the way he looks at the game, he passes and like his free kick. Wow, it was just like. Yeah, I mean, after that, I think I had a bit of a footballing fetish of all these like slow players, like just chilling and like absolutely destroying.
Yeah, you know, you
division.
ruined it when you said football fetish.
Slow
yeah,
players
yeah.
just chilling.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Just watch me play.
But I said got vision, bro.
Bro, you still play football, eh, bro?
But yeah, so that is that I think I really like that team, and also like I like that season in general because we got I thought that Arsenal team, Thierry Henry basically, that was like old man Henry.
Yeah.
He wasn't fantastic in the league that season, but he was literally trying to carry Arsenal on his back to get to the
Up until the final.
To get to the final.
And he decided to.
and he like Henry is a phenomenal
That was
player.
the
I
first
don't think he was
heartbreak in my
captain
life.
material, but he tried his best during that season to bring Arsenal to the top like,
Okay,
for the
I
Champions
see.
League. Yeah, so that was heartbreaking. Jens Lehmann, tough, but yeah. So we talked a bit about the past. Let's now move on to the present. Let's talk about the Champions League bracket. And we are back, and we're going to be talking about the current Champions League, and we're going to give our opinions on who is going to go through to the last stage. My man right here thinks Real Madrid is going to go through, and with their juju, they probably are. My man
Bro,
here-
don't call it juju, bro. It's pedigree. It's pedigree and it's
Football heritage.
Heritage.
there we go.
Fantastic, fantastic. Right here, right
Yes, sir.
now.
Yes, sir.
Brilliant.
Yes, sir.
So let's start with I think a more obvious one: Copenhagen versus City. currently the score is 3-1 to City. City already has 3 away goals. I think this one we can do it together.
Yeah.
All right. So on the count of 3, let's say who we think is gonna go
Do
through.
we need to count the
Do
three?
we
It's
really
just-
need to go
it's-
through?
Yes,
Let's
we
just
do.
say let's
Okay,
just say
okay.
City and then just go to the next one. Let's not waste time.
Okay. So are we, do we-
Copenhagen will not be able to put up any fight in the return leg. Let's not waste our time.
Okay.
There's not many
sure.
teams that can match up the City.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. I mean, Copenhagen did well to get to the round of 16
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first place.
Yep.
But
I mean,
think
their group was United, right? So
okay, maybe they didn't have to do so well.
They probably had a tougher fight with the other teams in that group, lah. But let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
Let's not slander
But-
United unnecessarily. Yeah.
Yeah, we can slander United another time.
Yeah, that's true.
and Chelsea.
We've done enough. And it's the Champions League. Okay, Chelsea is not even here. Okay. Let's
Yeah,
be real.
you guys not even
Okay, let's be real.
participating. Yeah, but apparently
Okay.
you guys are gonna have the FA Cup run of dreams, lah. According to you.
Yes, we are.
I don't know how you managed to reach 2 finals. Oh yeah, I mean you probably might reach a FA Cup final, but
We
Yeah.
are. We are.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Wait,
We'll,
who are Chelsea playing? Are they playing United?
we just beat Leeds.
Anyways, this is not what FA
This is
Cup.
not. Yeah,
this is
this
not
is
what
not
FA Cup.
Champions
right.
League, right?
And the next
so
game?
City. Okay, but just a quick one. City. Do we think they can
Go all the way.
go not all the way, but another deep run?
I
Yes.
don't think so.
Oh,
I think they'll falter at like the semis.
why? Why is that, bro? These are the reigning champions, mind you.
Yeah, they're the reigning champions.
Is that why?
Mm-hmm.
It plays a part though, but I mean same to the league situation as well.
It's a bit
Just
like
a little bit
less
jaded, that
motivation.
kind of thing. Yeah, yeah.
He joined my train.
No, as in you say a bit jaded this season, but they're right up there in
They
the
are,
mix,
they are.
right?
They're always right up
They
there,
had
but-
they didn't have Kevin De Bruyne for half a season, mind you,
true.
and they are up there, top 3 in the Premier League. It's a 3-horse race.
I just think that there are more hungry teams this season.
Fair.
In the Champions League, yeah.
fair. I'm on his boat, but I think you disagree a little bit. But in the future, we are going to talk about this again.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. So next up, we got PSG and Real Sociedad. So anyone who doesn't think PSG is going to go through, one of you, or any thoughts?
I mean, previously before the first leg, I had hopes that Real Sociedad would go through.
Yeah.
I like their team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have a good midfield. Marino, Zubimendi, Oyarzabal is doing well also, but Kubo also.
Yeah.
Japanese
Okay,
Messi.
so Kubo.
And their team is pretty good lah, but I don't know. I guess they just don't have the experience needed to go through the later stages of the Champions League. And I think Mbappe is like hungrier this season since it's his last season with PSG.
Okay, I have a question about Mbappe. So do we think that his last season, will it be more of motivation or distraction to PSG? Because like Klopp probably is a motivation to Liverpool, right? His last season, because like there's so much good feeling for Klopp. But Mbappe, he's always had this push and pull with PSG. Will he? Won't he? The NBA US style, like, am I staying? Am I
Yeah.
going? That kind of vibe, right? So like, I'm not questioning Mbappe's motivation himself, but I do think like this whole fiasco will distract PSG from actually going all the way, because like even Enrique is like, oh, we're gonna have to get used to Mbappe not playing, etc. You know, what
Yeah.
are your thoughts on this whole PSG Mbappe situation?
To be fair, if it was another player, somebody with a bit more pedigree, with a bit more in the game, right? Maybe somebody like Leo Messi or Neymar, I think that would be more significant. But I feel to this point, Mbappe has yet to prove himself on the highest maybe level of European football. Let's not talk about the World Cup, right? He's won the
Because
World Cup.
he's actually, in terms of World Cup, I think he's
He's-
actually already a
he's
legend.
actually, yeah.
He's already like one of the top.
That's fair. That's fair.
crazy.
But you're right,
Yeah.
you're right. In
But
terms
club
of
football, right? Like,
Okay.
what has he won with PSG besides, all of the domestic titles, right? He's not. And I think there's a tendency when there's ridiculous amounts of money involved, right? It can tend to be a distraction. I don't genuinely believe that PSG are going to make a deep or significant run. I think they'll have enough to overcome Real Sociedad. This is a new PSG team that has rid themselves of maybe a bit of deadwood with Leo Messi, no disrespect
Honestly,
to him,
he
as well
was a
as
bit-
Neymar, who kind of parties a bit too much and is a little bit distracted from things off the pitch.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a new spine. They've got new young players coming in.
Kolomani.
Yes.
Kolomani,
Lee Kang in as well.
Zion,
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So
although
this-
Lee Kang-in, I don't know why he wasn't playing recently. I think he's a really good player for PSG.
This is a new era for PSG. They probably have enough to overcome Real Sociedad, but that's
Not sure
gonna
if they
be
can go
that's
over
gonna
that.
be about it for them, I think.
Yeah.
Interesting, because
Won't let it run.
I agree also. I agree. I think could be a distraction, but you're right. I think like actually PSG this season, if not this season, I don't know when else, because they have the team like that is no more just individuals, and that is kind of built around Mbappe. So maybe if Mbappe can ascend to that one level higher, I think PSG can actually do it this time.
Yeah.
But talking about the dead weights, right? Actually, I think Neymar was the one that has been carrying PSG in
Yeah.
the Champions League. Like,
He has.
That's fair.
like Neymar,
That's fair.
I think maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago.
The final against Bayern Munich, right?
So
And
hard
I
to
remember the
compare.
one, the semi-final, where he basically just dribbled past like the whole team,
Yeah.
the whole game. Like Neymar is actually, I think at the end of Neymar's career, we might actually, because of how disrupted his career is, we might tend to underrate him just a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, like the so overrated become underrated kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Neymar.
I will say, and I will stand by this on the podcast, right, that I have been the biggest Neymar fan since his breakouts from
Santos,
Santos. Yeah,
yeah.
like I've been such a big fan.
Yeah.
And at the end of his career, I think my overwhelming feeling would be that he is the prince that never became king. I think he never fully reached his potential, and there will always be sort of a stain on his record.
Like
I
he could
think.
have been A star, but he's just an A plus kind of player.
No,
Like,
he's an A-star player, but not an A-star player.
yeah.
I think that's
just that bit, right?
he
to-
could have, I think,
He was a
put it.
potential Ballon d'Or, multiple Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
winner,
agreed,
basically.
agreed.
I think if Neymar existed in an era that did not have Messi and Ronaldo, he would have at least won Ballon d'Or, if not more.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's football for you.
That's
I
football
suppose.
for you.
Yeah, that's true.
We are all big Neymar fans.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one I think will be a little bit more spicy.
Okay.
PSG versus Dortmund. What are our thoughts? Personally, I think PSV is my dark horse for this season, and I think they will go through to the last state, and I think they will also give a very good fight to whoever they face in the last state. I think they have been absolutely phenomenal in their league, right?
Oh, you watch a lot of Dutch League, bro.
Just a little bit here. I dabble.
Just dabble a
I
little bit.
dabble.
Just a tinge, bro. Okay, cool.
But also,
Name 5 the PSV players. No, I'm kidding. Come on.
Put me on the spot. Yeah. Then
By that he means watch YouTube highlights. The 3-minute one.
The short one,
no,
bro. He cut out the celebration,
I
bro.
still watch some of the 10-minute
They just
highlights.
clip it.
But yeah,
Bro, he watches the TikTok highlights, bro. It's not even
TikTok
the
compilation.
landscape, it's vertical.
The hype
with
edits.
with the Subway Surfer at the bottom.
That's
Moving on.
moving on. Yeah.
I just have a bit, from what I saw in the PSV Dortmund game as well, right? I felt that PSV were the better team, although they had quite a fortuitous penalty in that game. And I just feel like even though Dortmund has the away goal, I think PSV will go through. I just am not very impressed with Dortmund this season too. I think their manager is playing some absolutely horrendous football at
Good
times.
lord.
Yeah, I would say a football terrorist also.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
But
get
yeah,
at them
so
again, yeah.
so PSV for me here. I don't know what are your thoughts, if you have any.
This one is a bit of a 50-50 for me.
Agreed.
I think
Agreed.
PSV have improved over the past few years, especially I think ever since the loss to Arsenal, the manager has come out and said that like they've analysed the game and like
So it's Arsenal's.
analyse what they could do.
It's always
better.
Arsenal lah in the
It's
end.
always Arsenal. Lah. Basically, we are the standard.
What
so-
can you do, bro?
It is what it is.
It's tough sometimes.
And ever since then, I think they were doing well in the league also. And hopefully they can carry on to their Champions League run. But I think the next game being in Dortmund will play a huge advantage to the home team. So I think Dortmund might just pull through in the end.
Okay, Dortmund, PSV.
I'm gonna go Dortmund, but both teams are not incredibly exciting for me, and I don't think they'll go very far. So
Okay. So we got the majority says Dortmund, but
Yeah.
the right one says PSV.
yeah, cool.
Chelsea.
But talking about Arsenal once again, let's move on to
Okay.
Porto versus
Yeah,
Arsenal.
this is a spicy
here.
one. I think I can take the lead for this one.
Let,
Shirley.
let Mr. Arsenal take the
Yeah.
one on my right.
So for this game, right? Like I actually woke up to watch it, right? Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I regret.
Yeah, so both of us woke up to watch it. I don't think it was a particularly engaging contest. I think both teams were kind of playing like they were locked in a very nervous, cagey. Nobody wanted to give away too much in that first opening leg.
It was so nervy.
Yeah. I don't think Arsenal had an overwhelming control of possession or the momentum of the game. They were not at their fluid best, which I think we've seen very sufficiently over the past few weeks when they've completely dismantled any Premier League opponent that they've come across. Not that they're particularly good, but the fluidity with which they put together opportunities and string passes together and create chances, right, was not on show in Porto. And ultimately, at the end of the game, it's one of those situations whereby it's we give the ball away, and they score an absolute banger,
Yeah.
right? Afif, your thoughts?
I mean, when I watched the game, I felt like most of our inexperienced players in the Champions League, I mean, half the team is inexperienced in the Champions League, but like players like Saliba, he was so anxious and like could tell he wasn't his usual calm self. And the game state itself was like, I felt like we were playing for a draw. We were just trying to contain as much as possible.
That's very
and
unlike
not-
Arsenal, but
yeah, we weren't going for it at all.
Yeah, so I'm
Like, it was
quite
slow.
surprised actually because this is in the middle of your pretty good run, you know.
Yeah.
Like you had that a bit of a wobble, your customary
Bar this
January wobble.
this
right?
blip, right? The entire of February has been absolutely amazing for
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
This is the only like kind of stain on the record also.
Exactly. I
Which
think
is very
we just
weird.
had to go back to January where we were both writing off Arsenal.
Yeah, not
They were
covering up,
fighting
yeah.
off Arsenal,
I
not
was
me.
right.
And then they went on a run. But yeah, so this was in the middle of the run. So when I caught the highlights, I was like, thinking like, maybe I was right about Arsenal. But you're right. It's probably just like inexperience in the Champions League, so they were too nervy
I think so.
to show their main thing. But so what do we think? Arsenal or Porto?
I do think in the comeback leg we'll make a good account of ourselves and show the run of form that we were having in February. Lah.
Okay.
And I think we will be a bit too much for them to handle.
Okay. But do you think if Arsenal were to go out, it would be better for your league aspirations?
I'd rather win the Champions League than the league.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a good take. That's a
Honestly.
good take.
I mean, y'all have not won the Champions League.
Yeah.
If you ask me, wow, if I could only, if somebody said Arsenal are going to win a trophy at the end of this season, right? But you can only choose one.
Damn. This man is deep
Yeah.
in thought.
That's a difficult one. You said Champions
Really
League, bro.
thinking. Yeah.
Why?
I would take CL in third place over first place and
And knocked out in
And
round of
knocked out
16.
by
Yeah,
Porto.
knocked
What about first place and knocked out in the semi-finals?
ooh, that's a tough one. Depends who I'm knocked out by. If Inter, okay lah.
This man is a simp for Inter.
Hey, bro, PSV.
Yeah, my dark horse.
Bro, if PSV knocks Arsenal out, in the final,
Bro, there's no way.
Play it back when PSV
bro,
knocks Arsenal
Atletico
out.
Madrid, our sort of arch nemesis in European competitions.
Oh gosh.
That
No,
sucks.
they'll be knocked out by Inter anyway, so it's okay.
This I can't even deal with this, man. I've still not given my answer. Okay,
I'm thinking
They are
like
the best in the
because
world.
because of last season and how y'all lost it, right? The Premier League might actually mean a bit more this season, no?
I'm going to say
Might
Premier
mean a bit
League.
more. Nah, I think
Huh?
Champions League will mean a lot to us.
That's true.
I'm gonna say Premier League
Really?
because I think the significance of dethroning Pep and sort of maybe raining on Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp's parade.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so fun. That is gonna
Champions
be
League,
so
though.
fun.
That's a bit of a banger.
Champions League though.
But Premier
We
League.
never won it.
That's true though. That's true. No, but Premier League for me.
Okay.
Premier League for me.
Okay. Fair. Two differing opinions,
Yeah.
two hot
Right.
takes.
But the
two
same,
fair
the
takes.
opinion that me and Afif share is there will be a comeback of the absolute gods by Arsenal. I think that
Guys,
Arteta.
it's literally 1-0. Let's not talk about comebacks of absolute
Yeah,
gods.
it's just
here.
1-0
We
lah.
literally talked about Istanbul.
Have you seen the way that people are writing off Arsenal as bottle jobs, as not having the metal
Actually,
in the
you know what? I
Champions
feel
League?
like most of the opinion has been that we'll come back in the second leg.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Thierry Henry shares that opinion. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
We should-
TT
we
is
should-
rarely wrong. TT
Okay,
is
so the
rarely
two
wrong.
of you think that I think it will be a drab 0-0 draw in the next game, and then Porto's is going to go through. But I think it will, it
You
will-
say that Porto is gonna go through.
yeah. But and I think,
Fair,
but I
fair.
think that
I'm gonna clip this.
I think it will be good for Arsenal's title aspirations.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
Alright.
Moving on. Leipzig versus Madrid. Let me just tell you about the game. Leipzig dominated the game. Lunin became. I talked about the last episode.
Bro,
I made an
correct
absolute
goalkeeper, yeah, bro.
outlet, but I'm using
Not
the
Bulka.
correct name.
Don't
It's not Bulka.
Don't
It's
overcompensate.
Lunin.
Keep going.
Yes. Lunin played an absolute banger of a game. He became Courtois for that game. And Real Madrid is Real Madrid. They're going to get to the semi-finals. There's no way.
Either way,
I
yeah.
no doubt. Leipzig played so well and they still lost 1-0. Like,
I think regardless of how Leipzig played, right, you have to bear in mind Real Madrid are missing a lot of key players, and Jude Bellingham is probably going to be back because he didn't play that game. He's going to be back for the return leg, and I think Madrid will kick into gear. And I think this season, Jude Bellingham is going to really like finalize his status as an up and coming golden boy, and he's going to bring Madrid to the final. That's my call.
that's a call?
That's my prediction.
Okay, so we've got
Madrid
Madrid in
Madrid
the
for the
final.
final. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna
wait,
jump
yeah,
in.
put Madrid in the final.
I'm
Madrid
jumping
in
the
the
gun,
final,
but
yeah.
Jude Bellingham is going to have Real Madrid in the final, and it's just a matter of who they play.
Alright. Madrid in the final.
Yeah,
Okay.
Madrid final.
In the final.
I think probably true.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So we are all agreeing Madrid over Leipzig.
Yeah.
I honestly think the next game will actually be pretty close. For no reason at all. But Real Madrid is going to score a last minute header by Rodrigo again.
I quite liked what I saw from Leipzig that game, and Xavi Simons looks
Yeah,
he looks like a
Xavi
really
looks-
good. Like I
Xavi
really
Simons
like
is good, yeah.
I really like how he looks
Actually,
because
there's been a lot of these like wonder kids that kind of go nowhere just for a bit and then come back and become like
100%.
super brilliant, like Kubo, Odegaard.
I'd say
etc.
Nkunku to an extent also because he was at PSG and wasn't really doing much, and then he moved out.
Yeah.
Say
Made
Nkunku again.
Nkunku. Wait, is that not how you
No,
do
he
it?
got that. He actually has the right
Bro, it's
pronunciation.
French,
We-
bro. My guy, French, eh?
You're accessing your African roots.
Nah, I'm not never gonna go there. Yeah, he's part Spanish, and then that guy over there is kind of Italian somehow. But no, I'm proper born and bred in Choa Chu Kang, my guy.
Oh, nah, you stay now.
That's true. Don't tell me.
Wait, I mean,
we stay at an undisclosed location in Singapore.
It's a big place. Come on, you can find me.
Okay, Real Madrid, 100%.
100%,
All right.
110%. But yeah,
Lazio
moving on.
Bayern.
Oh, spicy
Thoughts?
one.
Bayern are
Thoughts.
so out of it now. Like what is
Yeah,
going
they're
on?
kind of out of it.
Oh my goodness.
It's the Harry Kane ex Eric Dyer syndrome, maybe.
It may
Actually,
be.
it's actually not though.
Actually,
I think
not,
there's a lot.
Actually, recently,
It's-
Eric Dyer has been playing
Yeah.
pretty well, and Harry Kane is.
Harry Kane's actually
carrying-
doing well, to be
And I
honest.
think Bayern Munich recently released a statement saying that Thomas Tuchel will leave his post at the end of the
Yeah,
season, right?
yeah.
Football
So,
terrorist.
honestly,
he's not a
what's
football
going on?
terrorist, Thomas Tuchel. I don't think you can put the blame entirely on him, but there are a lot of things going wrong with the club.
That's
Yeah.
true, but
Yeah.
I don't. He didn't make Bayern better at all in his time there. Right. I think his best season was already Chelsea Champions League winning season, but even then, right, the Champions League win papered over the fact that he was absolutely bang average in the league.
Yeah.
Right. He's a Rafa Benitez to me. Great at those one games, but I don't think he's fantastic at building a team or even like creating an atmosphere where the team can thrive.
He won you your Champions League.
He did. Exactly. But Liverpool fans will probably say the same thing about Benitez. Like they
that's
will love him for winning the Champions League, but they will never take him back to fight for a league.
Fair.
Fair. So what are we saying about this tie? Are we saying
But
that
actu-
Lazio goes
but
through?
I'm thinking this is actually my take. I think Bayern will win the Champions League.
Wait, there's no way.
I have a
That
feeling.
came out
Sorry
nowhere.
guys, this is the
What?
unpopular take section.
I think Bayern's gonna go through. They had a red card. They were in a slump. Now they are getting out of the slump. Like they are actually getting out of the slump. They won their most recent game.
Disbelief.
I mean, it's their most recent game. It's only one game.
Yeah, I don't think they'll win the league,
It's
but I
like
think
Chelsea
I just have
winning
a
the FA
feeling.
Cup against
No, I really
like-
just have a feeling that they will win the Champions League.
I don't know where this is coming from.
My
but
goosebumps are telling me. My hair.
Where is this coming from? You're not only telling me that they're gonna overturn a 1-0 deficit against Lazio, but they're gonna go and beat the likes of maybe City, maybe Madrid, maybe
Yeah, I
Inter.
absolutely think so. I think they have the players to do so.
Bro, they had no shots on target in that game.
They were
Lazio weren't
absolutely-
even that good.
Dude,
That
they were
is
absolutely
horror.
horrendous.
That is horror.
Lazio
No
weren't
shots
even
on
that good.
target.
They were quite open.
But
to be honest.
it's two-legged game. It's a game of two halves.
Mm,
I just got a feeling.
Who scored their goal? Ciro Immobile.
Immobile,
Yeah,
penalty.
nah. Immobile masterclass. Second leg, Immobile masterclass. 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah. Lazio going
2-0
through.
Lazio. Wow.
2-0 Lazio, yeah.
I mean, you are a
I
sim for Italian
I,
teams.
no, but I don't have much faith in Lazio. They're mid-table for now. They're like 9th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still higher than Chelsea though. Wait, what?
Hey, damn.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you're
You
right.
need to catch straight, like.
Okay, so wrapping it up. Afif?
I think Bayern will still go through.
Cool.
Yeah.
But you
Even
don't think
though-
Bayern's gonna make it further than a round of it?
No.
The
Yeah.
last eight.
They're gonna fall short at the quarterfinals. Yeah.
They are going. For me, I
I
think.
like Sarri though. Sad.
I think they're gonna turn it around. Harry Kane's gonna go on a tear again. I mean, he's already on a tear. And I think Bayern will win the Champions League this season.
That's a big call.
That is a ridiculous call.
Right now,
Yeah.
2nd March, 12:05 p.m. Book it. Bayern will win the Champions League.
Cool.
Alright.
I will make sure I clip that and save it in my 2-post folder when Chibi messes up. But Lazio is going to. This is my hot take. I think Lazio is gonna kind of
Gonna go
maybe. I think Lazio will go through. It'll be a close game. Second leg. I think Harry Kane will score, but I think it's gonna be like. I think it's gonna be a 1-1 game, and Lazio go through.
Okay.
Lazio weren't very good though. They're
Yeah,
using every
Bayern
game.
was just.
But Bayern
absolutely
are on the down.
horrendous lah.
Bayern are in the. Bayern are as
They
close
can
to the
only
trenches.
go up. They can only go up.
That's true. Let's
Okay.
see.
Next up, Inter versus Atletico.
Ooh. Maybe let's let Afif take this one.
Let's let my man here, Inter's biggest fan.
Okay, honestly, that game in the first half we were a bit sluggish.
We
But second
as
half,
in
sorry,
Inter.
Inter. I'm
He refers to himself in the first person when he talks about Arsenal.
I
and
totally
Inter.
forgot. Oh my gosh, yeah. But in the second half, we went out guns blazing a bit, and we finally clicked into gear. So I think honestly, that game showcased all of Inter's qualities. Their three-man system is super well developed. I think the three at the back system is very dynamic because the overlapping centre backs combine well with the full backs and the centre mids that drift wide also. Barella, Mkhitaryan.
Who
comes in.
would have guessed that Mkhitaryan would have a semi-revival
Yeah, I know.
at the tail end
And
of his
someone he's
career?
playing deeper, right? Not at the tip already, right?
Not really at the tip lah, but like he's roaming around.
Yeah.
And I think Inzaghi has kind of utilized his players' strengths and developed a system that complements all of the players' strengths. Thuram's physicality has really allowed Lautaro to kind of shine also.
Is this season Lautaro's best season so far?
He's so good.
So good, right?
this season.
Absolute banger.
Who would have thought after the World Cup final, World Cup run?
But he has been good, but this season he like another level.
Another
right?
level, yeah. He's taken that captaincy to like another level. Honestly. Yeah.
Simone Inzaghi, underrated manager.
He is.
Yeah.
I think at that time, Inter had the best goal difference in the whole top 5 leagues.
Yeah.
Least goals conceded, most goals scored. We scored a lot of goals each game. I don't know how they do it, but like it's just inevitable. Like when it goes out to the wing, it's like almost always.
It's the system that's really good.
The system is really good. Like it just finds space, and there's a lot of counter-attacking opportunities for Inter. And they're also defensively astute. Like it's very hard to beat Ian Sommer now.
Sounds like you think Inter's gonna win the
I actually do.
Champions
I
League.
actually
Wait, you
do.
think Inter's gonna win the Champions League?
I actually
You
do.
think
They
Inter
really
gonna
so
meet
good.
Real Madrid
Yeah.
and beat them in the Champions League final?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good take.
I think that's a really good like reason take actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Respect.
Respect.
Yeah.
I don't know why you never say that about my Bayern take.
Cause Bayern trash, bro.
Bro.
Any thoughts?
You don't even need to.
Anyone here thinks Atletico's gonna go through?
Not really. not really. I mean, Inter coming off the back of like last season, right?
Yeah.
I think they are gonna make another deep run. I'm not so sure if they'll make the final. I don't have Inter.
Based on what, bro?
Based on the other teams in the competition.
They're better than other teams in the competition.
I think if Inter meet City, City goes through. I think if Inter meet Arsenal, Arsenal goes through.
Inter City in the final last season. Inter were playing better.
Inter was the
That's
better
true.
team.
And
but
this time, right, they won't have a striker to block their own goals.
Screw Lukaku.
Hey.
Hey, but Morata is playing well for Atletico. This season, I think he's finally.
Don't forget
Found his
Grizzy as
level.
well. I think he's gonna come into his
Grizzy is
own
always
kind
up
of.
there. Man.
he's
He's
kind of-
one of my
he-
favorite players.
The
When
way
he
that
came
he
in,
kind of reinvents himself.
Yeah, he
I love him.
reinvents himself, man.
Must
He's
give him
crazy
credit.
good.
I hate him because he hit the Fortnite celebration against Arsenal. I will forever hate him as an Arsenal fan. But credit to him. He's a really good player. So yeah, let's see.
Okay.
Okay, so Inter.
Yep.
Inter. Yeah.
Inter for me as well.
Cool.
Oh, we are agreeing quite a lot in this podcast.
Yeah, watchers completely disagree on the next one though.
Napoli versus Barcelona, last one.
Oh, good one.
Alright. So Napoli, Barcelona. This one, I think will be a bit. I think there will be some discussion here. Can I get Mr. Abang Sip's thoughts on this first?
Yeah,
Napoli
so-
or Barcelona?
The short answer to that is I think Barcelona. Because I mean, in spite of kind of all of their troubles off the pitch and whatnot, right? I quite like the football that they play. I think Xavi is a good manager in terms of implementing a system that works for the players that he has at his disposal. Probably enough to overcome Napoli, but yeah, Barcelona are not a great team at the moment. They have a very aging Lewandowski kind of leading the line, right?
Who is actually having a slight, he had a slump, but now he's like kind of back.
He's okay, but like I always compare Lewandowski at Barca to Lewandowski at Bayern, and I think that was his peak, right? So
Yes, true.
kind of Barcelona have like a semi-washed Lewandowski. So I don't think he's good enough to lead Barcelona anything beyond quarters. I think that's where Barcelona get knocked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. No,
And-
you don't think Napoli is gonna go through?
No, they're not as good as last season. Ever since they lost Spalletti to the Italian national team.
Yeah.
I think this season has been quite the disaster for Napoli, having won the Scudetto, right, and then losing their manager, and then not replacing key players
Kim
sufficiently.
Min-jae.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kobe. But I feel
although
like
Nathan has been pretty good for them.
Yeah.
He's been their best defender, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're just not good enough.
I think because of the manager, but I think like it was inevitable. Like even if they didn't lose, firstly I don't think they lost that many players. They still have the Georgian Messi there. I won't try and pronounce his name. Right, and like, but the thing is, like, even they had that amazing run probably somewhere in the middle of the season last season. Then they were slowly tailing off, but because of that momentum, they still won the league.
They were
right, because
overperforming
Inter was
season.
actually towards the end, Inter was a better team.
Yeah.
Right, like it was just like when Leicester won the league, they had that
Insane
period,
block.
right?
Yeah.
Then after that, they just started grinding like 1-0 results just by confidence and honestly pure vibes
Yeah,
by then,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like, Napoli is just like a mini version of that. Like they're not like as crazy as Leicester winning the league, and their players are probably slightly better, but they are also having this inevitable drop off. But I think they are slowly finding their feet.
Yeah.
And I think this is 50-50 for me because I still think that they have enough quality to beat Barca, and Barca just doesn't have that nice vibe around the club. Because like, I'm with you. I think Xavi is actually a really good manager, and I think like I don't know why they hate him so much in Barcelona, considering they literally won the league last season with like the squad wasn't a league winning squad,
It was not.
right? So Barcelona is just where they are right now, which is right around top 4-ish levels.
But maybe I feel like Napoli are also a bit distracted with the whole Osimhen situation. And
That's true. That's
where he will
true.
go,
Where
whether
he
he
will
will
go?
go.
Will he? Won't he?
Yeah.
So distraction more than motivation.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm with you guys. Whoever goes through from this is gonna stop at the
Stop
last
pretty much
stage.
there lah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I think Napoli will get through it. I think
Inch it,
just inch it because I think Napoli itself. I think some of the attacking quality is probably a bit better than
Fair.
Barcelona, and in this kind of one-off, two-off games, I think that's where maybe
They only have one shot. target.
Cardona will shine. Yeah, no, and it was 1-1.
Some would say one shot
That's
is all
true.
it takes, bro.
One shot, one goal.
One shot.
Is,
Yeah,
okay,
let's
so
not do that.
those are all 8 games we have here.
Yep.
All right, so just very quickly, let's go through. Copenhagen City is City for us. PSG Sociedad, PSG for us. Dortmund PSV, a bit split. I took PSV. Dortmund for the other two. Porto Arsenal.
Comeback of the gods.
Comeback of the 1-0 comeback of the gods for two of them. I think Porto will go through. Real Madrid Leipzig, we have all chosen Madrid.
Yeah.
Lazio Bayern. Actually, you guys all think Bayern will go through still. It's just that
I've got Lazio going
Oh,
through.
you
my
went
bad.
for
you've got
I've
Lazio.
got Lazio going through.
I went for Bayern.
Bayern, yeah. I think Bayern's going to win the Champions League. You all laughed at me. Inter Atletico
Do you want us to
Madrid.
laugh at you again?
No,
or?
it's fine,
Okay,
it's fine.
yeah.
Inter Atletico Madrid. We are all on Inter side.
Best team in the world.
We are all on Inter side.
Better than Arsenal.
Yeah. As in right now.
Right.
Yeah, I do
just
think
let
so.
him be, man. Just let him be.
Yeah, let him be. Don't
Right.
talk to
And
him.
Napoli, Barcelona.
Split. A bit
Split.
Yeah, split.
Barcelona and Napoli. All right. Okay, so that is it for the discussion on the Champions League.
Wait, who do you think is the winner again?
I think
Oh, yeah,
Bayern's going to win the
Do you
Champions
guys, do
League.
you guys all want to
Madrid,
say
right?
your
Yeah.
your
Okay.
final two and who do you think is going to win the Champions League?
Right.
Okay, so final two I think will be a bit difficult because it depends on the draw. So I think we can just choose who we think is going to win the Champions League. Yeah?
Okay.
All right. So for me, Bayern, I just go there. I'm blinded by Harry Kane, man. I just think him. I know.
He got
I
the
know.
loser
Like,
syndrome though.
yeah. I think he
The
will.
loser
I think he will stop.
I
the
don't
loser
want to
syndrome.
say it though because the moment you say it, right, it's gonna jinx it the other way, and like Harry Kane's gonna make a revival of the gods and then pull Bayern to the Bundesliga and the Champions League final
Yeah.
maybe. Because I don't want to say it. I hate for Harry Kane.
I think we'll see Leroy
See, just invoking
Sané.
the gods and everything.
Yeah, bro, just casually. Yeah.
Jose Thomas Muller. The only person that I don't rate right now that I think will still continue dipping is Alphonso Davies. Who has been
I'm a big
dipping.
Fonzie fan. I'm a big Fonzie
I
fan,
know
but
you
he
are.
has been dipping.
He has been dipping. I think he needs a new environment.
Possibly.
Yeah. But
Possibly.
yeah,
I think
essentially
he was replaced by Guerrero in the last game as well.
yeah, he's not and I think he has his contract negotiations and all this. Too much distractions there.
Yeah, he's going to go to Madrid.
Bayern for me.
In the same way that you believe that Harry Kane is going to kind of shoulder Bayern Munich
Yeah.
into the final and to the Champions League, I think Jude Bellingham is gonna let us all know exactly who he is, and I think he's going to bring the Champions League to Real Madrid and really cement himself.
Bellingham, Ballon d'Or this year, basically.
It's not going to be Haaland, I don't think. If it's between Haaland and Bellingham, I give it to Bellingham. But, you know, it's voted by journalists and random people who don't know nothing about football. So, yeah. But if it were me to give the Ballon d'Or, I give it to
Football
to Jude Bellingham.
podcasters should give the
So,
Ballon d'Or.
Madrid for the Champions League.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Inter. I don't think they have a lot of very obvious weaknesses in their team right now.
Okay.
They cover all aspects pretty well.
Like a very well-rounded team.
Very well.
So I like how this discussion is like Kane vibes,
Bellingham
Real
vibes.
Madrid Juju and Bellingham vibes
Yeah.
very reasoned and well-nuanced take on Inter's tactical system and how Inter is a very complete team.
You still have the most controversial take, bro. Regardless, like you never fail, but at least it's less and less controversial. Like you're kind of
we are improving.
you're tending towards the right direction.
Yeah,
Getting better, guys.
Yeah.
We're getting better.
Okay.
Cheers.
So that's it for our Champions League segment. And yeah.
That's a bit of like let's see what Champions League segment. And yeah,
I wanted to say something, totally forgot. Yeah. I totally blanked.
yeah, it's okay, it's okay. Moderation's like that.
We
Yeah.
Okay,
just
lah,
go to the
that's
closing
about it. Lah. Yeah, so I think that's about it for today's podcast. We talked about quite a lot of things. And yeah, so don't forget to follow us on our socials, our Instagram, TikTok, and
Yeah,
also
we're on
Spotify
TikTok
and
now
YouTube.
as well. Yeah, so show us some love on TikTok, guys.
Yeah, man. And
Yeah, we're
please
still learning how to use
comment,
TikTok.
right? Because all of our socials is if we speak, we're in trouble. Please comment. Please like our post. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast.
Tell us who you think is going to win the Champions League.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
tell us who you think. is
Let
gonna
us
win the
know.
Champions League. Actually, we've got some future content ideas that we want you to take part in. So, for example, why not you comment your hot takes and we will do our best to react to them. I mean, you have laughed at some of our
You've laughed at many of
our
our.
hot takes, right? Ours.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let us do the same. We will react to your hot takes, and yeah, tell us who you think is going to win the Champions League. Tell us what you think about Klopp's departure, and I think with that we're done.
Yeah, good.
See you.
See you in the next one, guys.
Bye. See you in
Cheers.
the next one. Cheers.